Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your weekend primetime news bulletin with me, Shen Silva. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
Lanka IOC increases fuel prices. CPET core prices not changed. Prices of imported vehicles likely to increase. SLFP stance on no confidence motion to be decided tomorrow. Politicians in Colombo attempt to gain respect by force. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe celebrates his 69th birthday today, and we wish him a happy birthday.
On to your stories in detail now. Lanka IOC has increased the prices of petrol and diesel with effect from midnight yesterday.
In a statement, Lanka IOC states, with effect from midnight yesterday, the price of a litre of diesel was increased by 5 rupees and the price of a litre of petrol was increased by 9 rupees. Accordingly, the new price of a litre of petrol sold by Lanka IOC is 126 rupees and a litre of diesel is 100 rupees. Senior Vice President of Lanka IOC Siddharth Agarwal said prices of super diesel and super petrol remain unchanged.
There has not been any changes in the prices for the last more than 3 years in the price of petrol and diesel, whereas the crude prices have increased almost from $40 now to almost $69 a barrel. And in this country, we don't produce any crude. So everything is imported, linked to the international prices. Similarly, our currency has also depreciated in the last 3 years. And with no pricing mechanism in sight in the country, Lanka IOC did not have any option but to increase the prices in order to sustain our business.
However, Chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation said no decisions have been made with regard to increasing the price of fuel sold by CPETCO filling stations.
The majority of the fuel supply is done by the CPC. Since we have not made a decision about this, you need not worry. We will be distributing fuel from 1,254 petrol stations as usual.
In fact, considering this only for the last since August 16, there has been a huge losses in petrol and diesel both. But considering this only, we have been all regularly requesting the government to implement the pricing formula. Of the government also, we have been told, even the IMF was insisting on that. So in anticipation that government will implement the pricing formula.
Agarwal said, while Lanka IOC has an 18% stake in the local fuel market, government approval is not required when changing fuel prices. With the new price increase, diesel and petrol will be distributed under 2 price schemes in the country.
In the past, they made great profits. IOC made a profit of more than 30 to 35 rupees per litre of petrol. They did not speak of that at the time. In such a short period, they have increased fuel prices, inconveniencing the general public of the country. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has been vested with the responsibility of supplying fuel to the country. So, when the CPC has such a responsibility, Lanka IOC is not bound by that. Their sole objective is to make profits. So with the increase of a petrol litre by 9 rupees and a litre of diesel by 5 rupees, the consumers in the country would rush to CPC filling stations. So the Indian company has stepped away from operations to cover its losses. Thereby the CPC losses will double. President Maithripala Sirisena, who is on an official visit to Pakistan, met with Pakistani President Mamnoon Hussain today.
President Sirisena was warmly received by the Pakistani president when he arrived at the president's official residence in Islamabad. At the discussions today, the leaders of Sri Lanka and Pakistan pledged to move forward, joining hands in brotherhood in achieving economic prosperity, while further strengthening the long-standing bilateral relations between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. President Mamnoon Hussain accepted the request made by President Sirisena to increase the scholarships and training opportunities given to Sri Lanka and promised to fulfill this request in the future. The Pakistan President requested President Sirisena to provide support to hold the next SAARC summit in Pakistan. The Pakistani President took this opportunity to thank the government of Sri Lanka for sending the Sri Lankan cricket team to Pakistan in 2017, even after the Sri Lankan cricket team faced a regretful incident in Pakistan. The official bilateral meeting between President Sirisena and the Pakistani Prime Minister was held at the Prime Minister's official residence in Islamabad yesterday. The two leaders held a lengthy discussion on strengthening economic and trade relations as well as defence training programs between the two countries. The President took this opportunity to thank the Pakistan Prime Minister for his quick response to a recent phone call made by him regarding the fertilizer issue in Sri Lanka. Expressing his views on the recent incident which occurred in Kandy, the Prime Minister of Pakistan stated that he bestows his honour on the President in recognition of the manner in which the President acted to solve the issues utilising his political experiences. Speaking on this issue, the President had said he will not allow any such incidents to recur in the future.
News First is in possession of an extraordinary letter sent by the Colombo Zonal Education Office to schools governed by the Provincial Council located within the Colombo Zone.
This letter, bearing the signature of the Colombo Zonal Education Director, was issued on the 20th of February and was addressed to the principals of all schools that come under the Provincial Council located in the Colombo Zone. According to this letter, if there are special events taking place in the school, if there are events to open a building or place a foundation stone for a construction, all MPs and provincial councillors who represent the area must be invited for those events. In addition, it has been made mandatory for the principal as a public servant to accord due respect for those invitees who attend the event. The list of politicians who represent the Colombo Zone was annexed to this letter. The list contains the names of Nauza Fauzi, Jayanta De Silva, Mohammad Fairuz, Anuradha Vimalaratna, Arshad Nizamdeen, Mohammad Faiz, S. Kugavaradhan, K.T. Kurusami, Mohammad Akram, Susil Kindal Pitia, Sunil Vatagala and Hector Betmage. The Colombo Zonal Education Director had listed these politicians under the premise they are members of the Colombo Zone Development Committee. If politicians have earned respect, no one would hesitate to invite them for an event. However, is it not shameful to forcibly obtain respect? Shame, shame, shame. Is this what you call politics?
Minister Chandima Virakodi says the SLFP's stance on the motion of no confidence against the Prime Minister will be decided following a discussion with the President tomorrow.
If it is what is in the people's hearts, it will happen. If we manage to understand the pulse of the people as a country, we will be able to move forward. You believe it was evident after the local government election. It was revealed how a party should operate no matter what the party is or which symbol represents the party. We can expect the no-confidence motion to take place accordingly. When there is a no-confidence motion presented on the 4th against the Prime Minister, I don't think there's a need for that. It has not been swept under the carpet and we will not allow that to happen. We all know the no-confidence motion includes all of that. We will be able to let you know the stance of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party by tomorrow. I clearly say that politicians, true to their conscience, will be able to come to a common stance.
Yesterday, Sudat Chandrasekhara, who worked closely with the Prime Minister for 33 years, tendered his resignation. MP Ravi Karunanika commented on the matter today.
It is important to work with those matters in mind. He served the party very well. It is better for him to meet with the Prime Minister and decide.
It's been just over a month since the local government elections were held and voters are confused over who controls certain local government institutions.
Speaking to the media today, Western Provincial Councillor Chandra Soma Sarnalal commented on control in the Attanagala Pradeshya Sabha.
The Flower Buds secured 45%. The UNP-led parties secured 54%. We need to carry forward the mandate given by the people. The people are aware of the conduct of the former chairman of Attanagala and his group. We are working against the fraud committed by the Rajapaksas. A person who can carry that message must come forward and the United National Party will support that person. I believe we can appoint a chairman. Though we are the UNP, we will put forward a common candidate. I have faith the SLFP, JVP, SLMC and the NGF and the independent group will work with us on this.
UNP mayoral candidate for the Negombo Municipal Council, Royce Fernando, commented on the post of mayor being won by the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna despite the UNP securing majority seats in the council.
Lalit Densil from the SLFP was with us. All the other 5 members were bought using black money by them. We have no fear in saying that. The group led by Nimal Lanza has been recorded on tape offering money to UNP members. We can produce it at any given time. We can say without fear they use drug money to buy the 5 SLFP members. They cannot have such money. They have no businesses registered in Sri Lanka. The black money earned by the fathers and sons are being used to extort the assets owned by the local government body. Those monies have corrupted governance in this municipality.
Rehan Jayavikrama was appointed as the chairman of the Weligama Urban Council.
Weligama came in number 1 from the entire country. We secured a voter percentage of 64%. I am the youngest to have contested for this position from the United National Party. I am thankful to Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe for this gift on the day he celebrates his birthday. The recommendations in the report prepared by NIRAS, a consultancy company to restructure Sri Lankan Airlines, which was handed over to the Prime Minister recently, is to be presented to Cabinet in the coming days. This was stated by the Secretary to the Ministry of Public Enterprise Development.
After the present government was elected, services of this European consultancy company was obtained under a government program to restructure the national carrier Sri Lankan Airlines, which made continuous losses. It is reported that 120 million rupees was given to NIRAS for this task.
Sri Lankan Airlines is an airline which supplied professionals in this industry to the Middle East and other countries and was equipped with a training school. Sri Lankan Airlines is one which managed to bring the foreign exchange to the country and contribute to the national economy. It is an airline which maintained passenger security at the highest standard. Therefore, what qualifications does NIRAS possess to advise Sri Lankan Airlines? This is the main question raised by the trade unions.
At a time when the government had spent millions to restructure Sri Lankan Airlines, a decision has been reached to lease 3 aircraft owned by the airline to a Turkish airline.
Based on the recommendations made by NIRAS, 3 modern Airbus A330 aircraft are to be given to a Turkish airline under a lease. The issue we have is this. If these 3 aircraft are given to a foreign company, we will have to shut down the routes where the destinations are Hong Kong, Bahrain, Muscat and several others. Singapore and Bangkok are our prime destinations. It is reported that these 2 are to be restricted. From what we heard, the advice of NIRAS is to be taken to revive Sri Lankan Airlines from its current state. However, from the way things are happening, the airline will have to be shut down because of their advice. As trade unions, we call on the government to stop this program where millions are paid to NIRAS and advice being obtained by the Prime Minister's henchmen. The trade unions are prepared to teach you how to revive the airline. And with that, we go in for a short commercial break. Welcome back to the news. Up next is our investigative news segment, Action TV.
Farmers sacrifice their traditional farmland handed down through many generations for the lower Yarn Oya reservoir. As compensation, they were only awarded a sum less than half the value of their lands. Yet, there are others who did not get a red cent as compensation for their lands. In such a situation, the paddylands in Wagolla Kadahoro-Patana, enjoyed by over 500 families, are said to be inundated for the lower Yarn Oya reservoir. However, at present, these lands have been converted into a large sand mine by a group of businessmen who are not even from the North Central province. What is most surprising is, it is the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau that has granted a 12-hour window from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. to transport sand. Around 1,000 tipper trucks transport sand out of this area on a daily basis. One can reach the plot of land used to store the sand after travelling on the Horo-Patana-Wahalkada main road and then proceeding to 2 separate by-roads. These 2 by-roads are 6 kilometers in length, and a certain organized group is extorting money from those who use the road, claiming they are protecting the road. When certain businessmen from Colombo and its suburbs mine sand with permits and sell it off, a certain group has formed an organization by the name Wagolla Kadu Ravana Exat Sand Society. A monk who contested for the Horopatana Pradesh Sabha from the SLFP at the recent local government elections and won, serves as the advisor to this organization. The two by-roads that lead to the plot of land where the sand is placed comes under the purview of the Horopatana Pradesh Sabha. However, surprisingly, the agreement to repair and renovate the damage caused to the roads by these tipper trucks has been reached between the Wagolla Kada Ravana Exat Sand Society and an institution by the name of Marvella Construction. Ravana Exat Sand Society charges a tipper truck a sum of 1,000 rupees for each time a truck uses this road every single day. According to this agreement, of the 1,000 rupees, 100 rupees each has to be deposited to the Ravana Exat Sand Society, the Wagolla Kada Sri Sila Vangsa Welfare Society, the Wagolla Kada Rural Development Society and the Wagolla Kada Sri Bodhi Rukkarama Temple. The remaining 600 rupees has to be handed over to the other party of the agreement, Marvella Construction, which has an address listed in Madhavachia. The agreement reads this situation is responsible for the maintenance of the two by-roads. According to this letter, copies of the agreement have been sent to the Ministry of Agriculture and the Inspector General of Police. However, drivers of these tipper trucks allege, in addition to the Ravana Exat Sand Society, two other organizations by the names of the Yan Oya Exat Trade Union and the Yan Oya Exat Buddhist Association are extorting 400 rupees and 500 rupees respectively for using those by-roads. There are many who have paid certain fees to the government anticipating permits for sand mining and transport. At a time, if a certain organization or gang is charging money without the permission from the permit holder, that act is nothing else but extortion. Just because these organizations use the name of a temple or the label Buddhist, can the law not be enforced against them? Inspector General of Police, this is over to you.
The Vehicle Importers Association of Sri Lanka says prices of imported vehicles have increased by around 5%.
The Vehicle Importers Association of Sri Lanka points out the increase in exchange rates over the past 2 weeks had attributed to the situation. As there are certain economic issues in the United States, investments to Japan have increased and the value of the yen has increased as well. The other cause is the increase in exchange rates in Sri Lanka. He added the price of a normal car has increased by 50,000 to 70,000 rupees. Most of us use a vehicle similar to a Wagon-R. The price has increased by around 150,000 rupees. As we cannot afford such a spike in prices, traders only increase 50,000 to 70,000 rupees. The price of an Axio has increased by almost 200,000 rupees. Until there is economic stability in the country, price increases are to be expected.
Views were expressed on the motion of no confidence and the state of the economy in Parliament yesterday.
The mastermind of the theft continues to remain as Prime Minister. If the UNP MPs wish to lift the curse, if they want to put a stop to this journey that is being undertaken, where separate systems and laws are being introduced to commit crimes, we have given you an opportunity on the 4th. There are several people who are in Parliament right now who received bags full of money recently. One person was given a bag at the Kingsbury Hotel. From what I gather, the game will be played after obtaining the bags. The person sitting in the 4th chair in the front row gave those bags. Minister Kiriella, you are obtaining signatures for the motion of confidence. It appears a considerable number have not won that faith.
හරි මට ආරංචි 68යි කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ තනිකර එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ එක්සත් ජාතික පෙරමුණේ අය. මට ආරංචි 68යි කියලා. තව රිසර්ව් ඉන්නවා බර ගානක්. හොඳයි හොඳයි. ජාතික පක්ෂයේ නෑනේ 100 බොරු කියන්න එපා. UMP 100ක් නෑ. 82යි ඉන්නේ. මොකද අනේ ලදරු වලිප්පුවද? මේ වගේ తాවකාලික තෘප්තියක් ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් 4 වෙනිදා වෙනකම්.
You admitted the economy collapsed because you followed certain things introduced by foreigners. Who executed the tasks that led to the collapse of the economy? Was it you as the finance minister or the present finance minister?
When I was the finance minister, such things never happened. Did it happen or not? You can think about it. The issue with cabinet is that they are sometimes all talk. They don't implement things. That is where you go wrong. Even if the government changes, the officials will remain.
Do you mean to say every government puts the central bank in trouble?
Yes, I accept that 100%.
More news follows after this commercial break. Another News First Echelon Danamuthu Sayanaya commenced at the Anuradhapura Nivantaka Chethiya Mahavidyalaya today.
The Danamuthu Sayanaya commenced under the auspices of Minister of Rural Economic Affairs P. Harrison. The Danamuthu Sayanaya is an invaluable resource for families looking to build their first home. The program covers all aspects of building a new home with resource persons including architects, civil engineers and even astrologers. Kids for screen test and an art competition were held at the premises for children accompanying their parents. A health clinic and yoga program were also organized for visitors.
Sirasa is viewed as an institution that always led the way for us and the country. If something new is done for the country, Sirasa is always there. In good times and bad times, especially when the floods, landslides, gale force winds and other disasters affected us, Sirasa was in the forefront. Newsfirst works with commitment day and night for the country and to inform the country of any emergency via SMS. This endeavour by Newsfirst together with Echelon has to be praised. This country used to boast about its talented technicians who created an inch slope on the 1 mile stretch of the Yodala. But today we cannot even set up a proper pipe system for the rainwater to flow. If those who are constructing houses have not experienced this, it is astounding. I have experienced them. Most of the architects are not honest. They are architects only by name. Do not fall into trouble by using their advice. Through Danamuthu Sayanaya, we bring you the best and honest individuals. As of this moment, we have conducted 10 Danamuthu Sayanaya programs across the country from the north to the east and other areas. Today is the 11th Danamuthu Sayanaya. Our 10th program was held in Panadura. We managed to conduct that program in a successful manner. It was then we decided to move our next Danamuthu Sayanaya to Anuradhapura.
The program will continue tomorrow at the Anuradhapura Nivantaka Chethiya Mahavidyalaya from 8 am to 5 pm.
An event to commemorate the late Kandaya Neelakandan took place today in Colombo. Kandaya Neelakandan, a renowned lawyer, was the former president of the All Ceylon Hindu Congress.
The commemoration event took place at the Saraswati Hall in Bambalapitiya. Opposition leader Sambandhan was among those present.
As you can see from the large gathering here today, that Kandaya Neelakandan was a person who will be deeply missed. I don't know what I should say specifically about Mr. Neelakandan that you would perhaps not know, except for the fact that his ability to touch people who he did not know that well, to have a bond of friendship, of the warmth, of something that you feel here is a man who's passionate, who has multiple interests, a person who loved life, who used to take so much of activity, enthusiasm, initiative in things perhaps that he could have actually let go.
Apart from being a very leading legal practitioner, highly respected by the bench, by the bar, by his clients and by the country, Mr. Neelakandan was also very actively engaged in various forms of social service. He was able to inspire other people to take part in activities which were for the common good.
Here is a person who set such a great example. I've heard people constantly say that this is a hard void to fill. That may be true, but it is also true that Mr. Neelakandan trained many people. I know of the next generation several lawyers who have been personally trained by him, who bear something of the attributes that Neelakandan brought to bear.
Members of the Communist Party of Sri Lanka who contested for the Hatton Dikkoya Urban Council staged a very unusual protest today. This was to protest against the person chosen for the bonus seat won by the Communist Party of Sri Lanka in the Hatton Dikkoya Urban Council. The Raigam Tele Awards 2017 got underway at the Nelum Pokuna Theatre this evening. TV1 presenter Bernadine Jayasinghe won the award for the Best English Presenter for Business Bureau. TV1 Sinhala producer Nuwan Chaturanga won the jury's award for the investigative journalism for his report on VIPs being moved to the prison hospital. Sajid Govinna, who is involved in the Newsfirst Gamata Krida program, won the award for the Best Sports Program. Pentathlon 2 Season 2 aired on Sirasa TV, won an award for the Best Quiz Show.
අපි හොඳ අත්පොළ සන්නාදයක් නැවතත් ලබා දෙමු.
And that's a wrap of the bulletin for tonight. Thanks a lot for joining me. Good night. Join an enthralling debate on Face the Nation this Monday, the 26th of March at 9:30 p.m. on TV1. Face the Nation, asking the questions you want answered.